How's it going, Badgers? Gordon here, and welcome back to another exercise demo, where today I will be talking about the Romanian deadlift, or the RDL. The RDL is a hinge-type movement that really focuses on isolating your posterior chain, and when I say that, I mean your hamstrings, glutes, and spinal erectors. Okay, with that being said, let's get right into it. So starting with foot positioning, we want to take a hip width stance with our toes pointing forward or out at a 10 to 15 degree angle. From there, we're going to take a slight knee bend, which will be more or less maintained for the rest of the movement, and move our neck and head into alignment with the rest of our body. Start the movement by bringing the hips back and lowering the weight towards the floor no farther than half shin length, or alternatively slightly before your back becomes parallel with the floor. From the bottom of the movement, engage your hamstrings and squeeze your glutes to return to starting position. Lastly, try recording yourself from the side, like I'm demoing, to check your bar path. You want to see the weight track in a nice straight line during the movement. If you're having trouble finding your range of motion for this movement, you can try the hip pinch test by placing your fingers on the front of your hip bones and hinging until you feel them being pinched between your hips and thighs. Continuing to move past this point means that you've gone too far. Let's take a look at some common problems with the RDL, the first being rounding of the spine. Try to avoid this as it takes emphasis off of your hamstrings and puts your spine in a vulnerable position for injury to occur. Next, we have overbending at the knees. When this occurs, it turns the movement into more of a conventional deadlift and puts the strain primarily on the quads rather than the glutes and the hamstrings. Last issue I see is confusing the Romanian deadlift with the stiff leg deadlift. The key differences here are the stiff leg variation brings the weight much closer to the floor while maintaining even less of a knee bend than the RDL. This tends to make it a more difficult movement, especially if you're limited by your mobility. That's all from me, Badgers. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a good workout.